What's going on, bro? Welcome to the Desk Workers Nutrition Playbook. This is where exactly how I show you how to lose stubborn belly fat and build muscle definition without giving your favorite foods or social life or family meals. Before we dive in, I'm Coach Chris Lee, and I was a skinny fat kid my entire life. Then I put on muscle when I first started lifting, but way too much fat with it. Then I hated my way I looked and the way I felt, and then I got an eating disorder while getting shredded. I went to get rehab, went to go work corporate, get 5-6 certifications, and I was working at corporate health and wellness, teaching corporate men how to get in shape without going through the lessons that I did. My system worked so well, I went to go get paid as a person who managed other trainers nationally and taught them the system that made me so successful. And now I have a beautiful family. I've been doing this for 12 plus years, working with corporate men. And here is the hundreds of men, the proof in the pudding of men who go from skinny fat to superhero. And yes, if you're a little bit past skinny fat, then this still applies. It's just a little bit longer of a process. And here are my credentials. You can screenshot it here and see all of them if you'd like. So this is a part of the Built to Last system under the 9 to Fit nutrition method, which is in another video, which you can click over in the description. Let's break down the rules. So as of January 2026, based on the latest research, calories per day or the week are the absolute king. Your targets for the day or the week will dictate whether you lose, maintain, or gain weight. Now, protein target per day right now is pretty solidified at 0.6 to 1 gram per pound of body weight per day to make sure that you are building muscle, but also replenishing all the tissues on your body. And then 3 servings of fiber per day is a good baseline where you have consistent stools and that you are full through most of the day. So desk working men have about 3 archetypes. So the first one is the office. And with office people, this is their general breakdown. It's either a quick breakfast or they skip it, a bring your own lunch or work provides it, a snack before dinner or on the commute home, then having dinner and possibly some dessert. Now, from the work from home people, it's more of emotional eating and trying not to pig out on whatever's nearby. So you can make most meals. This is where DoorDashing, Uber Eats, this is where it's definitely more prevalent. But a lot of it's eating when you're bored. And then if you work hybrid, like 2 days in the office and 3 days at home, well, it's a combination of the two, and we're gonna break all of this down. To start off with the office worker and breakfast on the go, the whole point is that most of you are already eating muffins, Cliff bars, Nature Valley bars, or granola, whatever it is, but it is not low in calorie and high in protein. So what we're going to do is going to flip the script and make sure that you get either a protein shake, a protein bar, protein cereal, and a piece of fruit. This will help you hit your protein target of 0.6 to 1 gram per pound of body weight while maintaining your calories very low for the day. And that piece of fruit helps you get 1 serving of fiber pretty early on. Now, these are a list of the current favorite protein snacks of the people that we work with and ourselves as the coaches. Now, if you want this, just go to my Instagram at coach_Chris Lee and DM me protein. I'll gladly send it over to you. Now for the office lunch that's provided. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab double the lean meat, and double meaning 2 palm sizes. So 1 palm size is a serving. And now if it is a sliced deli meat, just think of it as 4 slices equals 1 serving. So you want to make sure you have 2. So that's 8 slices. Now, you can always get extra veggies. I recommend getting sauce on the side if possible. And then you're allowed 1 serving of carb. So if that's rice or if that's a potato of any sort, that's about 1 handful, so about your fist size. And if it's a sub, it's 6-inch sub. So I recommend getting a foot long and then taking off half the bread and moving the inside to the other half. So you save like 200 to 300 calories just from the bread alone. Now, a note is if you can't get sauce on the side for any of these meals, I recommend eliminating the carb source because they're probably the same amount of calories, which is devastating. But we're here to make sure that you're losing that belly fat. And you know that there's so many calories in there. Now for the snack on the way home from work. You can have string cheese, jerkies, protein bars, protein cookies, and piece of fruit or raw veggies. This is huge because most of you will either be working out after work, so this will be kind of like the pre-workout meal, or it's just to hold you over so you don't end up stress eating at night. Now, I recommend getting at least 20 grams of protein here, so you're able to combine sources or have multiples of them to be able to get 20 grams of protein. And to make it even easier, you're going to try to find combinations or sources that are 1 to 10, which is protein to calories. So, for example, most protein bars, I would look for 20 grams of protein to 200 calories, like a Barbell or a Quest bar. Built bars are actually have better ratios. Most workers will come home and actually make a home cooked meal, whether it is from scratch, whether it is based off of pre-made foods, but the premise or the default meal in all the cases will be about half pound of meat or 2 palmfuls of cooked meat, 1 or 2 servings of veggies, so about 2 handfuls, 1 handful of carbs, doesn't matter which one it is, from quinoa, rice, potato, sweet potato, any mix of that sort, and then a low-cal sauce. There are plenty of low-cal sauces. I put them in the meal prep guide, but they'll just know that there are like teriyaki, Mongolian, barbecue, Jamaican jerk, and we rotate them around and eating kind of like the same foods, but makes them taste so much better. Okay, now if you're on the go, just follow the 1 to 10 ratio here. And the best part is if you're going to a lot of fast food or fast casual, most of their stuff is online and you can research and look up beforehand to create or get the meals that are close to that 1 to 10 ratio. And on the side here is, yes, we do have a cookbook, and then we all have a meal prep guide, and you can see here is this is exactly how we do it. So it makes it super easy. Now, a cool tip here is that we make 1 meat on the stovetop, and then we have 1 meat in the oven or the air fryer. So generally a ground meat up top, and then the poultry in the conventional oven. So we can cook both of them together. We cook them as basic as possible, which is salt, pepper, garlic, and onion powder. And then when we want to heat it up, what we'll do is we'll make the carb fresh, and then we'll add our favorite sauces, or just saute it right then and there, mixed in with actual sauces, garnishes that we actually want. So once the base is done, makes it super easy. So you're never cooking everything from scratch. You can easily bring it to work as well in Tupperware, and then pour your favorite sauce on, mix it around, and it tastes fantastic. So ground beef is never just basic ground beef. You can make it into like a meat sauce. I can make it into General Tso sauce, teriyaki, Mongolian, like Szechuan Chinese. I can make it into taco meats. The options are endless, but this makes it super, super easy. Let's say you have a client dinner, you have a date night, or you have a family meal coming up that you know that's not going to be generally on the quote unquote healthier side, just foods that are usually higher in calories. So this is what we recommend. The breakfast is the same, but you want it as low calorie as possible, or you can skip. But if you do, make sure for lunch, have a really big salad with lots of veggies, and I recommend getting between half a pound to a pound of meat. Okay, so that means you get about 50 to 100 grams of protein in one sitting. It is very filling. So I recommend getting a good sauce. I generally like teriyaki on my chicken and then getting salad on the side. But any way that you can to keep the calories as low as possible. Then what you do is you have a snack and a piece of fruit, right, to hold you over. So you're only having like 600 calories, 700 calories right before dinner. And then with dinner, that means you get to enjoy whatever it is that you want. So it's whether it is a burger, a steak, some fish, but make sure that you lead with protein first and then just eat a handful of your favorite foods. It doesn't matter what it is, French fries, onion rings, you name it. I like ramen and karaage, but whatever that floats your boat. So let's get into the work from home, or for the people that want to actually spend time and make breakfast. So what you can easily do is a Greek yogurt, recommend low fat here. You got a scoop of whey protein or protein powder of your choice, and then having mixed berries or a fruit of your choice. It will come out to like 350, 400 calories at most for like 40 to 50 grams of protein. It's pretty sweet. Now, one of the big fan favorites currently is doing egg whites and then finding lean meats. So whether that be turkey bacon, Canadian bacon, and then a lean chicken sausage. Not that the other ones are bad. It's just that other ones are very calorically dense, and that's probably why they taste so good. But trust me, I have other companies that I look at, whether it's from Costco, whether it's from the local Whole Foods, or the local stores. They have great options that taste really, really good. Now the lunch, dinner, our default meals. Again, these are the half pound of meats, 2 palm sizes of meat, lots of veggies, almost unlimited amounts, 1 handful of carbs. So in this case, the fan favorites currently are for lunch, like a turkey sandwich, a grilled chicken wrap, whether it's buffalo, barbecue, you name it. And then for dinner, it's like stir fry with like cauliflower rice or white rice, when you choose. I just recommend doing cauliflower and white rice mixed together. So you save a lot of calories, whether it be ground meat with pasta or with rice, whether it be lean ground beef, like tacos and having low calorie tortillas. The options are endless, but just know that that is the base, that is the foundation that you should nail no matter what for your default meal. And the hybrid is to take from both. But what I will mention is what helps them the most is having high days and low days, just depending on your job. So if you have a job that provides you meals for lunch, like a lot of my clients work for Disney or they're in sales, what will happen is they usually get it catered for lunch, or it's like you can go downstairs to the cafeteria. And so if that's the case, and they have really good food, I recommend on the days you do go in that those are your higher calorie days. Okay. And then when you work from home, that you eat less. Those are your lower calorie days. And I'll talk more in depth about it in a second, but just understand that if we do this, remember it's the end of the week that matters the most. So if you end up eating, let's just say 14,000 calories or 2,000 calories every single day for 7 days, or you divvy it up differently, but it ends up at 14,000, you're still going to lose belly fat. So here's how we're going to do it. So before I mentioned the protein preload where you only have protein and fiber before, and then a big ass salad for lunch with like a pound of meat. That's exactly what we're going to do here. And this is a visual of this happening. So in this case, a weekly undulation like I just mentioned. So this person is doing a total of 14,000 calories. And following that game plan, that means at the end of it, you can have, let's just say like a burger, a serving of fries, and 2 to 3 drinks. And that'll total out to about 3,000 calories. But why? Because every single day you brought it down by 200. This is more mathematical, but you brought every day down by 200. So you can allot 1,200 more calories on top. So this should be 3,200. But the reason why I put 3,000 is because most people underestimate their calories. Okay. And this makes it very enjoyable to do whatever it is. This is the actual quote unquote cheat meal, but we label it as cheat meal to be marketed as. This is an actual scientific thing. So when you do hit 14,000 in a week, you're gonna be like, holy crap, I can have a quote unquote cheat meal and lose fat. It's a great place to live in. So you can eat whatever you want. Like I mentioned earlier, if I have a birthday party, a wedding, if I want to like order out, like if I wanted to order pizza, some Chinese food, this is exactly how you can do it. You just have to make sure that every other part of the day is a little bit lower, especially if you're tracking calories. It's just the general recipe for success, whether you are any one of them, work from home, hybrid, or purely at the office. Have protein snacks loaded, and I mean everywhere. So whether it's in your work bags, your travel bags, suitcases, I don't care, in your pantry, in your snack drawer, anywhere where you are frequenting, have protein snacks. That will prevent you from having any sort of cravings, any sort of desire to eat anything else. Why? Because you're like, okay, well, if I have this here, I'm not going to eat the other things because it doesn't align with my goals. And guess what? All these snacks taste fantastic. The Bear Bells taste like a Snickers bar. The Built Bar tastes like a mochi. It's unbelievable. So find the ones that you enjoy, eat them in quantities, rotate the flavors. Now, an absolute hack has been getting frozen foods, so it makes it easier for you just in case you forget to go to the grocery store to get the meats, to get the veggies, whatever it is. So, biggest ones, chicken nuggets. I cannot mention this enough. It is in the protein guide, but they have made chicken nuggets so health friendly, whether it's the ingredients and the macros / calories and protein. They make it so easy now. Some of my favorites are the ones from Costco, like Just Spare. Butcher Box has their own chicken strips. Fantastic. Bell & Evans is the best one. So just know that if you always have, let's say, about 4 or 5 boxes of chicken nuggets, that's so easy. One day you come home and you're like, man, I don't feel like making food. Bang. Just throw chicken nuggets in the air fryer or the oven, and you're still on track. Now, some of my favorites are like dumplings. I always have some sort of fish, seafood. So I always have salmon, cod, shrimp in the freezer, because those things you can defrost. Takes like no longer than like 10 minutes running under cold water, and then you can cook it right away on the stovetop after you dry it out. Super simple. And then you should always have frozen veggies. 1, you actually get more nutrients because it's flash frozen if it's obviously organic. 2, it's so versatile. So you can get, like, for example, a stir fry veggie blend in the freezer. All you have to do is put it on high heat on a pan, let it get hot, sear it, and then put your favorite sauces together on it. So if you don't have a favorite sauce, you don't know, guess what? Just do as simple as garlic powder on it, throw some soy sauce, and boom, tastes great. Otherwise, there's so many other ones I have in my cookbook and the protein guides, and you guys can check out. But this is the absolute recipe for success. So you always prepare with protein, and that you never have to do any sort of decision making when you get home from work, which is probably the biggest downfall of almost everybody that I know. If you need help and you want one-on-one assistance, and you're a corporate desk worker or you have a desk job that wants to go from skinny fat to a superhero who wants to lose fat, build muscle, who's tired of guessing, who wants to fit their nutrition, their training, everything into their lifestyle with the most efficiency that actually will last forever. Book your complimentary discovery call down below in the description, and we'll see if we're a great fit.